You want to be the kind of person no one dares to underestimate? Then stay, because the psychological truth I'm about to reveal will shatter your insecurities forever. Most people confuse confidence with loudness. They think being bold is about shouting the loudest or taking up the most space. But real confidence, dangerous confidence, is quiet, calculated, and untouchable. It's not about proving anything. It's about being so deeply secure in your identity that the world has no choice but to adjust around you. Here's the first hard truth. You weren't born lacking confidence. You were conditioned to doubt yourself. Conditioned by systems that needed you obedient. Conditioned by people who feared your potential. And conditioned by experiences that taught you to seek validation rather than power. And while you've been surviving on self-help quotes and shallow motivation, others have been rebuilding their mindset with psychological precision. If you're constantly second-guessing yourself, if silence in a room makes you anxious, if criticism still shakes you, then understand this: you're not broken. You're underdeveloped, and today we fix that. Now, drop this in the comments and say it like you mean it. I wasn't born to be silent. I was built to be unshakable. If this awakened something in you, subscribe, because we don't just grow here, we transform. But rebuilding confidence isn't about speaking louder. It starts with not speaking at all. True confidence is built in private, when no one's watching, when you're alone with your doubt. It's built when you choose discipline over distraction, when you show up for yourself, not for applause, but for alignment. Here's where most people get stuck. They need the world to approve their transformation. So they announce it. They post it. They perform it. But real power doesn't perform. It builds in silence and strikes without warning. You want dangerous confidence? Then master the moments when no one claps, when no one believes in you. Because confidence isn't a gift. It's a structure. And if your mind has no walls, everything can get in. So let me ask you, are you still building your life around validation? Or are you ready to become untouchable from the inside out? Comment this: built in silence. Confidence without clarity is just arrogance in disguise. You want to be respected? Then stop faking power and start defining it. You can't walk like a king if your values are built on noise. You can't lead if your standards shift with every opinion. Confidence is clarity, not in what you do, but in who you refuse to be. Here's what most people never realize. Confidence dies every time you break your own word, every time you snooze your goals, every time you pretend you're okay with less than you deserve. That's not self-love, that's self-betrayal. You feel stuck not because you're lazy, but because your actions and your identity are in constant war. You say you're strong, but you let comfort dictate your day. You say you want respect, but you tolerate disrespect in silence. Confidence doesn't come from looking in the mirror. It comes from being able to look yourself in the eye and say, I did not fold today. Comment this: I don't break my own code. If this spoke to your mind more than your emotions, hit like, because thinking is rare, and power belongs to the rare. Confidence isn't just how you think, it's how you move. Watch the people who truly own a room. They don't rush, they don't shrink, they don't explain unless they choose to. Because the truly powerful understand, speed is insecurity in disguise. Over-explaining is desperation with polish. If you want to radiate confidence, then master this principle. Control your pace. Own your space. Don't lower your voice when they challenge you. Don't lean in when they lean back. Don't apologize for existing in full. This is where most people lose the game. They betray their own presence by trying to be acceptable. But presence doesn't come from acceptance. It comes from embodiment. When your mind is sharp, your posture speaks louder than your words. So the next time you walk into a room, ask yourself, am I here to impress or to dominate? Comment this. My presence speaks for me. Confidence without emotional control is a loaded weapon in shaking hands. Let's get something straight. If people can trigger you, they can control you. And if they can control you, your confidence is just cosmetic. Emotional control isn't about being cold. It's about being untouchable. It means you don't give your power to people who haven't earned it. You don't explain your fire to those who live in smoke. Here's what most never master. They let every emotion show up on their face. They let a comment ruin their rhythm. They let small minds pull them into small games. That's not power. That's emotional exposure. But the dangerously confident? They respond like snipers, slow, precise, calm, because they know this truth. When your reaction is predictable, so is your defeat. You want to control the room, control your face, control your voice, control your frequency. Comment this. Unshaken, unreadable. Turn on notifications, because wisdom doesn't wait, and neither should you. Confidence without boundaries is just charisma waiting to be used. You can have presence, you can have posture, but if you don't have the spine to say no, you'll be surrounded by people who drain what you've built. Here's what they never taught you. Confidence isn't just about speaking up, it's about backing off, saying, this is not for me, walking away without drama, not chasing closure, not justifying distance. Most people sabotage their power by staying where they no longer grow. They mistake attachment for loyalty. And every time they compromise their standard for connection, their confidence bleeds. But the dangerously confident, they protect their space like kings protect a throne. Not everyone gets access, not everyone deserves a seat, because not everyone is built to rise with you. Comment this. My space is earned, not given. Confidence isn't a mood, it's a system. It's how you wake up, how you speak, how you respond when nothing is going right. It's the repetition of discipline that no one sees, until the results are too loud to ignore. The problem is, most people want confidence without structure. They chase power with scattered habits. They consume content, but never build routine. And without routine, your energy dies in potential, not in action. That's why your confidence never lasts. Because it wasn't built to withstand pressure. It was built to avoid it. But when you create internal systems, habits, triggers, rules that protect your mind. You stop hoping to feel confident. You become programmed to be it. And that's where we go next. Because in the upcoming videos, I'm giving you the tools, the mental tactics and discipline frameworks to become untouchably confident under any pressure. Make sure you're there when it drops. You won't want to miss what's coming. You made it this far, and now you know the truth. Confidence isn't found, it's built, and the construction site is your mind. But most people, they'll hear this, they'll nod, and they'll do nothing. They'll scroll to the next video, the next voice, the next empty promise, and they'll wonder why their confidence still disappears in the face of fear, but not you. Because deep down, you know, if you don't lead your mind, someone else will. If you don't choose who you become, life will assign you a role, and it won't be one of power. So now, I'll leave you with this. Would you rather be misunderstood and powerful, or liked and invisible? Tell me in the comments. Let the world see your choice.